right. Well, just me on the mic tonight. Thanks everybody for coming as the Junior Lancer Varsity about to take on Kansas City Jets Varsity. Live down here. I want to thank Chris Shafford for running the camera for me. Man behind here. As we get started. Vinny D'Augusto is going to be in between the pipes. Going to have Pruce, Bobby Lee, Evans, Hollingsworth, and Crinklaw playing the face-off. Comes over to the near side, picked up by KC, started and grabbed by Bobby Lee, comes in for a shot, deflected near side. Magnus trying to get a hold of that one as it goes over to the far against the wall and grabbed by Kansas City. Kansas City on the near side, sends one back into Omaha zone. Pruce there to get it right away. Brody holding on to that one, sends it over to the far side. Hollingsworth going after it with a little poke check, trying to push that one out. Staying on him. Kansas City gets a hold of it and kicks it into the corner. Puck deflected, comes over to the near side. Omaha gets the clear, grabbed by Kansas City right away after the blue line, and sails one back into the far corner of Omaha. Hollingsworth there to get it, brings it over to the near. Grabbed by Lee, check that, takes a shot, deflected, covered by D'Augusto on that one. Gets one over to the near side, Pruce is going to bring it out. Gets it to Lee, Lee off the board, sends one into their zone deep. Grabbed by KC behind their own net. Looking to bring it out to the near. Gonna clear it back over in the near side with a good stick though, and Cutler gets a hold of it. Tyler Wynn with the stick, Cutler with the shot on the near side, holds on, gets the rebound on the near side. KC trying to keep him on the boards. Busher coming in to assist. Busher coming over the near side, takes a shot, deflected, almost gets a hold of that one. Deflected by the goaltender out of that. Busher gets it on the wall, holding on to it and sails it behind the net. Comes over to the near side. Cutler there to get a hold of that. Gets knocked down on this one. Omaha trying to get a hold of that one. Pushed over to the far side. Busher going after it in the corner. Comes up top and they get the clear as they sail one back over to Omaha zone. Said we touched it. D'Augusto sailing one back over to the near side. And Cutler gonna bury it deep into Kansas City zone. On the near, KC grabbing a hold of it, sailing one back over. Walsh trying to grab a hold of that one. Held on as Bianchetti comes in, pushes it over to the far side. KC coming out with it back over to the far. Poke check by Marble, holding on to it in the far side again, in the corner, trying to get it to Ian. Gianni trying to get a hold of that one, a little back and forth against the wall. And Omaha gets the clear as KC is forced to pick it up in their own territory. KC on the near side, bringing it back over to neutral. Back on the near, picked up by Zach, trying to get it off the boards again. Shot deflected behind the net, comes up, right center, shot taken, wide right. Wynn picks it up, Tyler holding on to it, takes it behind the net, over the, check that, gonna hold on to it. Brings it on the near, sends one to Samard. Samard gets the clear. KC couldn't hold on to it, goes back into their zone. And they're gonna call Omaha for icing. I thought he touched it, but that's just me. Back at Omaha zone near side. 14:07 left in the period, no score if you're just joining us. Puck on the near, shot deflected. As Evans was trying to get in front of that, puck to the far side. They're gonna sail one back over to the near. KC holds onto it on the wall. Deflects, goes down, knocked by Evans. Comes on to the near as he's boarded. Picked up by KC behind the net, takes it over to the far side. Busher trying to grab a hold of it. Comes over to the near, back up top again. KC gets a clear as Pruce gets a hold of it. Brody holding onto it on the near side corner of Omaha. Sails it over to the far side. Puck cleared by Omaha, maybe a little too much as it's trying to get the angle of the goaltender, and icing called on Omaha for that one. Back over into the Omaha side. Coming out, Walsh, Busher, Pruce, Hollingsworth, and Cutler. Busher going to take drop for Omaha. Puck deflected over to the far wall. Busher trying to get a hold of that one as it's deflected. Omaha gets a clear as Cutler pushing that one out. Picked up by Walsh. Walsh on the near side. Comes in. Forced to stay on the boards. Cutler trying to grab it in the corner as he's hit from behind, and Busher's trying to assist. Picked up. Busher takes a shot. Wide left, goes over behind the net to the far side. Hollingsworth poke checks. That one keeps it on the wall, but they get it cleared. So Omaha forced to cover it. Neutral. Preuss to Walsh. Comes near as he's deflecting. Back into KC territory. Puck to the far side. Cutler trying to get all of that one. KC's holding on to it at the blue line, but just barely as Cutler with the back check holding on to it at the red line. KC trying to get it back in Omaha zone. Loses sight of it as it coming over near side. Picked up by Walsh. Sends one high, arcing, gets the clear for Omaha, and they sail one back and force the reset. 12:34 left in the period. Picked up by Preuss. Takes it to the far. Sends one near side. Walsh holding on to it on the near. Right at the blue line. KC trying to grab it on the far side corner. Sail one across to the near. KC brings it out. Nope, check that. Biff that one a little bit as it comes over to the near side. And Wynn trying to pick it up in Omaha territory. As he's hit from behind, brings it off the near. Hollingsworth trying to get it off the boards with some assistance from Zach. But on the near side, sends it over to the far. Wynn picks it up for Omaha. He's on the boards. Little poke check kept it there. Wynn holding on to it though as he sends one across to Zach, just a little bit ahead of him as it comes to the near side. And they sail one off the boards again to the near, and Tyler forced to go after it in the near side corner. Tyler with a good stick though defends it as it goes to the far. Smart trying to get a hold of that one. Pushes past the blue line, back across, and a shot coming in, deflected by one of the goaltender or one of the defensemen. On the near side, picked up by KC as he loses an edge. Forced into the near side by Evans. Sailing one back over as Wynn kicks it back. Picked up by Samard, sends one high, and touched by KC. The Jets trying to get all of it. Tyler intercepted the pass. Comes over to the near side. Trying to pass in front. Hit Crinklaw. Still loose in front as Lee was trying to shovel one in. Comes into the near and off the boards in the corner. Evans trying to kick it back out. Shot taken by Crinklaw. Deflected over to the near side. Still on the near side, on the wall. And it's sailed back over to the near corner. And icing called on KC. We go back over to the KC side. 10:57 left in the period. Puck deflected back as Lee kicks it forward over to the far wall. Winkle almost got a stick on that one. Hollingsworth buries it deep behind the goaltender again. Omaha resets and comes back in. Picked up by KC and sends it across the wall. Far side as he trips over the blue line of doom. And Hollingsworth grabs it just after the red line and buries it back at him. Back in the far corner. KC sails it over to the near side. On the wall as Crinklaw kicks it back. Picked up by KC, forced to take it behind their net. Gonna come back near. Sailing one across to the far side. Back in Omaha zone. Would have guessed icing on that one, but comes over to the near. Picked up by Preuss. Brody gets it cleared. Picked up as they're trying to shovel it back at him. He kicks it back. On the near side, Evans lays a nice little hit as separates the man from the puck, and Preuss takes a hit on that one, but KC deflects and it goes back over and stops to the far side corner. Hollingsworth trying to pick it up. Comes over to the near side, sends one up top to Cutler. Cutler brings it out with a good pass, and they shovel it a little back and forth as Evans kicks it back into their zone. Picked up by KC, and Omaha was trying to get a line change in up front. Walsh bringing it forward, comes over to the near. Defensive change coming in for Omaha on the near side. As Busher was trying to grab all of that one, comes over to the near. Busher on the near, staying with him. Trying to get it off the boards. KC sails one across, deflected. Back behind the net on the shot, comes over to near. Busher keeps him on the wall. Wynn kicks it over to the far side. Marble trying to get a hold of it now. Comes up, deflected by Busher. As Walsh trying to get a hold of it. Omaha knocks it down. Busher had that one. Wynn brings it out of the zone again. They try to hit him, and then they hold on to his stick. No call on that one. The referee was right there, and a good stop by D'Augusto on the shot. Stick was being pulled down and no call on that. I think Walsh went to talk to that ref about what was happening there. 8:58 left in the period. Puck deflected near side. Picked up as Wynn kicks it high. Simard lays a nice hit. Puck deflected to the far. Casey at the blue line shovels it back in the corner. Marble deflects to Bianchetti, gets it off the wall and clears it. Picked up by KC as Simard was right in pursuit of that one. Picked up by Wynn in Omaha zone on the far, kicks it up. Picked up by KC. A little back and forth over the red. KC trying to send one. D'Augusto deflects over to the near. Wynn picks it up on the corner. Sends one across to Marble. Marble back to Wynn. Comes over to the near side. Zach gets a hold of it. Sends one across to Omaha. Got it cleared. And they shovel it back in the near side corner. Wynn picks it up behind the net. Kicks it over to Zach. Zach trying to begin as he gets hit. Gets it passed and cleared. Forced the reset. D'Augusto gets it to Wynn. Takes one behind the net. Hits Marble. Marble over to Zach. Zach trying to get it back to Marble. Marble to Zach. Bianchetti was going, but they shoveled it back at I can't talk. D'Augusto. And Simard goes after it and clears it. Puck deflected near side corner. Nice job by Wynn to deflect it and D'Augusto to clear it. Covered. Stop a play. 7:45 left in the period. Still on the Omaha side. We're going to have Lee, Pruce, Hollingsworth, and Krinklaw, and Evans. Sorry. Puck behind the net. Stop a play called as it left the playing surface. Comes out on that one. Back in neutral, 7:39. Evans taking drop, kicks one forward. They're going to bury it at the red line deep in Omaha zone. Comes over to near. D'Augusto kicks it behind the net. Picked up by Evans, trying to get it clear. Does. Back in their zone, not enough on it to make it all the way. Forces them to have to play it. As Krinklaw almost gets a hold of that one. KC coming over to the far corner, trying to get it cleared. Krinklaw almost had his stick on that as it comes over near. KC back into Omaha territory. Deflected behind the net. I think Pruce may have gotten a hold of that one. Krinklaw kicks it out. And a good job by the defense to be attentive to get that puck out of the zone. Picked up by the Jets to the far side. Evans trying to lay a hit. Goes to the far side. Hollingsworth trying to get it over the near side to Lee. Lee trying to clear it. Couldn't quite get a stick. It was bouncing. On the near side, Pruce shoveling that one. Hollingsworth sending it back over to the near side, trying to get it to Lee. Deflected. Pruce got his shin pad on that one, then laid a hit. Nice job as it goes to the far side. Send it up top. Goes down high again, then knocked down to the far side corner. Hollingsworth staying on him. As Casey taking it behind the net. To the far side, tried a shot, deflected by D'Augusto. Casey takes another shot, deflected again by D'Augusto. To the far side corner, 6:17 left in the period, and they buried one. Just buried it in the net from the side. 6:14 left in the period. I don't know how he got that one in. It was almost at the red line on the net side when he shoveled that one in the back. And Omaha down 1-0 against KC. Walsh, Busher, Cutler, Wynn, and Marble out for Omaha. Puck goes back behind the net, Wynn going after it. Comes over to the near side. Cutler holding on to Omaha. Shoveling one high. Casey gets it right at the blue line, brings it over to the near side, picked up by Wynn. Wynn holding on to it, sent it over to the far. Deflected by, as Walsh got a hold of that one. Shot attempt by Casey, deflected by D'Augusto, back behind the net. Picked up by Busher. Casey gets a hold of it in the corner. Deflected again by Casey and covered by D'Augusto on that one. 5:40 left in the period. If you're just joining us, Omaha down by 1. Far side, Omaha. Busher take and drop. Puck pushed forward, grabbed by KC. Shot deflected by Walsh. To the far side, Busher trying to get off the boards, does. Marble trying to send one forward to Cutler. Puck deflected far side corner on the shot. Grabbed by Busher, shovels one behind the net over the near. Picked up by Wynn, getting it on the boards. As Cutler getting a hold of it and sends one high, arcing to the near side. Grabbed by Walsh. They're saying Omaha was just a bit ahead of it. As offside's called on Omaha. Near side, Omaha. Bianchetti taking drop. 5:16 left in the period. Puck near side, deflected Pruce. Samar going after it. He's going to get there first. Nope, check that. Got to the red line first. Icing called on Omaha on that one as we go back over to the near. Good attempt there by Luke. Near side corner. Omaha territory. Bianchetti taking drop again. Puck pushed over near side. Zach trying to go after it in the near. Pruce goes after it behind the net. Getting some help from Bianchetti. Pruce holding on to it in the near side. Far side corner. Getting some more help from Bianchetti. 2-on-2 in the corner. Bianchetti comes out with it. Comes over near. Can't quite get it off the wall. Gets boarded on that one. As he does, Hollingsworth comes in to assist, and Omaha gets it off the boards near side, but grabbed up top by KC. Shot, covered. Oh, check that one. Couldn't quite get the second cover, and KC shovels another one in the back of the net. Omaha down 2-0. Evans, Wynn, Lee, Marble, and Crinklaw in for Omaha. Evans taking the drop. Puck deflected back. Evans still battling it on the red line, goes over to the far side, buries it deep at the red line, back into KC zone. KC gets it behind the net, shoveling it over the far side. Sending one up top. Casey gets it at the red line, buries it deep at Omaha territory. Marble there to get it off the boards. Gets it cleared as Lee almost gets a hold of it at the red line. They send one back at D'Augusto as it's grabbed by Wynn. Tyler holding on to the near side, gets it cleared to Lee at the red line, shoveling it back into their zone near side. Crinklaw going after it behind the net to the far side. Casey trying to get a hold of that one, couldn't quite. Omaha, Tyler Wynn gets in the way, couldn't quite get it as it was bounced. And D'Augusto ends up covering it. 3:54 left in the period. Near side, Omaha. Evans taking drop again. Puck deflected, comes up top, picked up by KC, sends it into the near corner. Wynn gets a hold of it. He's going to battle in the corner, brings one over to the near. Lee trying to grab it now and getting some help from Evans as it's on the board. Sails one as Omaha gets it cleared. They shovel it right back. Comes into the near side, back to the far. Crinklaw there to get it on the boards, sends it back to the near. Wynn trying to get it cleared, getting some assistance as Bobby almost gets a hold of that one, comes back to Omaha. Shot deflected. I think Marble got in front of that one as it's in the near side. And Omaha kicks it back, and icing called on Omaha. 3:13 left in the period. Cruz, Hollingsworth, Busher, Walsh, and Cutler come out for Omaha. Cutler going to take drop. Puck deflected back, picked up by Pruce, takes it behind the net to the far side. Gets it off the boards and buries that one deep. Walsh touches it just after the red line, but can't maintain as it goes and travels back to the KC side. Grabbed by Hollingsworth, and he arcs it back. KC stops it again. Hollingsworth gets a hold of that one, shovels it behind the net. Goaltender there to get it. Hands it off to one of the defensemen. Comes over to the near. KC shoveling one across to the far off the boards. Comes off with it as Omaha deflects, but goes back into Omaha's territory. And icing called on KC. 2:39 left in the period. Puck back in KC zone. No change on that line. As Busher goes in to take drop again. Puck goes to the far corner. KC grabs it. Omaha almost gets it at the blue line, but KC brings it out as it's deflected down, and a nice hit by Pruce keeps him on the boards, and Pruce high arcs it and gets it out over the red line. KC grabs it, force a circle back. Omaha almost gets a hold of that one. Hollingsworth almost had a stick on it. Back to the far corner. Busher trying to grab it. Gets it off to Walsh on the boards. Trying to get that Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth to Cutler. Great passes. It's coming over the near side, and Cutler is going to bury it deep as it goes to the far side, and Walsh goes after it. Walsh behind the net over the near. He's got a man on him. Trying to kick that one back, and Pruce stops it at the blue line for Omaha. Gets it on the boards. Goes back to the far side. Busher going after it in the corner. Busher holding on to it in the corner as he's trying to kick it back up top to Hollingsworth. Stopped by KC and shovels it back to the near. Pruce going after it. On the boards, KC coming up, sends it over to the far. Omaha almost got a hold of that one, but they say Omaha barely touched it. On the near side, Hollingsworth going to grab it for Omaha. Sail one back out as Cutler just tips it in. It's grabbed by Walsh. Walsh slingshots around. Got Bianchetti in front of the net, but they saw it coming. Jets get over. Zach poke checks it back over. Great stick by Ian, but I think he drew the penalty on that one. And he did. Stuck his stick out, got the puck, but ended up tripping the man with it. Oh, 1:11 left, and Omaha can be down a player for 2 minutes. Out for Omaha, Marble, Wynn, Cutler, and Crinklaw. Crinklaw looks like he's going to take the drop on this one. Puck drop kicked up top, picked up by Casey. Comes over near, deflected by Wynn, goes behind the net. Casey shovels it back to the far. Crinklaw forces it back to the boards. Poke check by Marble, gets a hold of it. Crinklaw grabs it. Gets the clear for Omaha. Comes over to the near side again as Casey comes into the zone of Omaha. They're going to circle it back to the far. Crinklaw going after it. He hits him on the boards. Casey grabs it at the blue line up top, center. Deflected near. Tries a shot. Goes behind the net. To the far side again. 36 seconds left in the period. Puck up top by Casey. Comes over to the near again. Shot deflected high. To the far side. Casey coming up. Up top again. Back over to the near again. Shovels it across. Shot taken, deflected near. 21 seconds. Omaha gets it cleared, and KC gets it in their own zone. 15 seconds left in the period. So Omaha will be down for about 40-something seconds here. As Cutler going in for a back shot and a cover by the goaltender. Backhand shot attempt by Cutler, covered by the goaltender with 5.5 seconds left in the period. Crinklaw going to take drop. Two, one, and that's the period. All right. So the boys going to come in with 48 seconds on the penalty kill, down by 2 going into the second period. Going to take a quick break as they clean the ice, and we'll see everybody here shortly. back. Starting down a man for 48 seconds. Going into second period, down 2. Evans going to take drop as it goes over the far side. Sorry, Cutler was taking that one. My bad. Puck to the far side. They bury it deep behind the Omaha net. Comes over to the near. Omaha pushing them on the boards. As they get it cleared and grabbed by the Jets. Sends one across to the far side. Buries it deep behind the net over the near again. Hollingsworth getting a hold of that. He's going to kick that one to the far. Up top. And they're going to send it back behind the net over the near again. As it goes up top, center. Deflected by D'Augusto. Comes over to the near side. 11 seconds left on the PK. Goes over the far. As Pruce kicks a hold of it and sends it back at the goaltender. 4 seconds left on the PK for Omaha. Picked up by Casey. Comes over the near side. Deflected by D'Augusto into the safety net. Stop a play. Omaha now full strength. That was interesting. Puck on the near side, Omaha territory. I believe that's Evans now taking the drop. Yes, it is. Puck to the far side. Lee going after it on the wall, gets it cleared, sails that one back into KC's territory. Icing called on Omaha. Just a little too much on that one. Puck on the far side. Evans deflects into the far wall. Good push by Wynn. Pushes that back into KC's zone. KC forced to handle that one. Another good push there is Cutler coming through. Sorry, Evans was coming through on that one. Keep thinking that 6 is an 11 the way his jersey's folded. Back into the near side. It's in Omaha territory. D'Augusto gets it behind the net. Wynn kicks it over to the near side. Marble going after it on the near corner. Sends one high, knocked down by Crinklaw, grabbed by Evans, sends it over the near to Lee. Lee kicking one across to the far side. Evans goes after it in the corner. Gets across, it's knocked back to him. And Wynn was trying to get a skate on that one as it goes back in Omaha territory. Picked up by Marble from D'Augusto. Kicks it back over to Wynn. Sends one up top to Evans. And it's deflected, but Omaha couldn't hold on to that one. We're going back over to the KC side. 15:05 left in the period. KC zone. Far side. Zach Simard. Hollingsworth. Pruce. And Bianchetti in for Omaha. Puck deflected to the far wall. Zach gets a hold of it. Ian pushing that one as he's got Simard to his right. Simard going after it and deep in their territory in the far corner. Kicks it over to the near side to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth on the wall. Sends one across. Hits Pruce. Takes a shot. Little wide right. Comes over to the near side. Hollingsworth kicking it back. Goes over to the far side. Simard going after it on the wall. Trying to kick that one back. Getting some assistance from Zach. Gets it back up top to Pruce. Kicks it back on the wall. And I'm going to say it left the surface, I guess. Going to come out of the KC zone. 14:35 left in the period. Bianchetti taking drop again. KC trying to push that one off. Bianchetti pushes it back into the blue line. Back over in KC territory. KC on the wall, brings it over to near. Back out of the zone into the Omaha territory on the near side. Gets a push. Omaha trying to push it out. Couldn't quite get it through. Casey pushes it back at D'Augusto, blocks it over the far side. Zach trying to hold on to that one as this goes up top. Simard sneaks in, almost gets a stick on that one. Bianchetti trying to clear it. Omaha back and forth with KC as it goes back into KC territory. KC forced to play it. Goes behind their own net. Simard trying to run some interference as Omaha was getting some changing in. So it goes over to the far side. Puck on the near. They're going to bury it at the red line deep in Omaha territory. Bruce going after it in the far corner. Going to send one onto the wall. Casey holding on to it. Pushing that one forward with a good poke check by Bruce as it goes back into Casey's territory. Sending one back. Busher comes in. Kicking that one. Couldn't hold on to it. As Cutler sends it back over the near side. Grabbed by Casey. Comes out of the zone. Going to bury one. A good glove save by D'Augusto. Kicks it out to Marble on the near side. Marble sends one up top to Walsh. Walsh trying to pass that one across the Busher. Deflected but picked up by Bruce over the far wall. Into the corner. Gets tripped up and draws the penalty. Omaha now on the power play. 2 minutes. 13:07 left in the period. Crinklaw, Evans, Hollingsworth, Cutler, Walsh out for Omaha. Evans is going to take drop. Near side KC territory. Puck deflected near side to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth holding it up top. Near side to Cutler on the wall. Back to Hollingsworth. Holly across to Walsh. Back to Hollingsworth. Over to the near to Cutler. Cutler takes a shot low. Deflected. Crinklaw almost had that one in over to the far side. Cutler back to Hollingsworth. Slap shot. Go! Omaha! Hollingsworth shoveled that one in the back of the net. On the power play goal. 12:44 left in the period. Omaha down by 1. Bruce, Hollingsworth, Crinklaw, Evans, and Lee out for Omaha. Puck deflected over the near side, picked up by KC in their zone. Takes it just over the blue line, back into their own territory. Over neutral, deflected by Lee. Picked up by Hollingsworth, and he's going to bury it at the red line deep in their territory. Puck to the far, picked up by Bruce on the boards. Getting some help from Crinklaw and Lee. Puck across, still far side. Picked up by Evans, takes a shot, deflected down onto the near side wall. Evans gets in the way of that. Crinklaw shot lower, just off the skate of one of the defensemen as Lee picks it up behind the net to the far. Shovels it up top. Shot taken low, deflected by the goaltender. Still low, comes over to the near side. I think the goal move? Yep, goal moved off the line. Goal moved off the line, and yep. Near side, KC territory. 12 minutes left in the game, or period. Busher kicks that one behind the net to the far side. Pass in front of the net, loose. Picked up by KC, comes over near. Walsh came in, grabbed it, couldn't quite hold on to that one as he tries to take the shot. Cutler in the boards, far side corner, picked up by Busher behind the net. Comes to the near, sends one up top to Marble. Marble couldn't quite hold on to that one as he goes in. Good back check, though, almost shovels it back to the far corner. Reset, come back in after it. KC going after it, takes it behind the net to the near side. Cutler almost gets a stick on that one. Omaha's going to grab a hold of it at the blue line and shovel it back again behind the KC net. KC on the far, sends it behind the net, near side. Omaha trying to get a hold of it as they come out of the zone over to the near side corner of Omaha and shovel it behind. D'Augusto grabs it. Picked up by Cutler behind the net, grabbed by Bianchetti, who takes it to the far side. Sails one up top to Walsh. Walsh bringing it back in KC's zone. Had a man on him, though. Omaha with the back check comes in to get it. Bianchetti and Cutler put him in the wall on that one, but couldn't hold on to it as KC comes back into the Omaha zone far side. Deflected. I think Wynn got a hold of that one with his stick. Wynn grabs it in front of the net, passes it. Walsh coming back into the KC zone. Got one more man to beat. 2 men on him now. On the near side, Cutler comes in, shot. Deflected by the goaltender high into the safety net on that one. Good attempt by the boys. Good pressure so far this period. 10:34 left in the period. 2-1 in favor of KC. Back in KC zone, near side. Bianchetti gonna take drop on this one. Puck drop, Bianchetti trying to grab a hold of it, goes back behind the net over the, nope, check that on the near side. Casey sends it off to the far wall, grabbed by Bruce. Trying to shovel that over, but it comes into the corner again. Casey trying to get it cleared, stopped up top by Samard. Skates in front, just a bit wide. Goes behind the net, Zach grabbing it. Trying to poke that one out, check that. Samard and Bianchetti almost had it. Just kind of bounced back and forth a little bit there. Sends one back up top to Bruce, sends it to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth takes a shot. Glove saved by the goaltender, keeping that one out. 10:04 left in the period. Stop a play. So we're coming back to the near side again. KC territory. Lee, Crinklaw, Hollingsworth, Evans, and Bruce in for Omaha. Evans taking drop. Puck kick to the near side, Crinklaw to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth up top. Shoveled it across to Bruce. Bruce comes in, shot. Wide right, comes over to the near side again to Hollingsworth. Shoveling it back to the corner to Crinklaw. He's going to battle that one over to the near. Shot again, deflected by the goaltender to the far corner. Crinklaw trying to get a stick. Puck goes high. KC gets a hold of it. Hollingsworth going after it on the wall and gets it cleared. Nope, check that, gets it to Bruce. Bruce on the near side gets it cleared. Crinklaw wide open, comes in, shot. Goaltender ends up covering it. He went to go for the 5-hole. The goaltender was down. Good attempt so far on that one. Near side, KC territory again, 9:34. Evans gonna take drop. Kicks one over to the near side corner. Puck up near side. Casey coming out with it. Grabbed by Evans, though, just after the blue line. Gets it to Crinklaw. Crinklaw was trying to pass to Evans. Couldn't get his stick down. Had a man on him. Omaha trying to grab a hold of that one, but Hollingsworth will get it cleared just after the blue line of Omaha. And they stop us at the red line as it goes across. Kicked by Bruce, back into their zone. Tries a shot, deflected stick side goaltender. Lee trying to come in to assist. Puck on the far side. KC coming out of the zone near. Hollingsworth staying on him, stopping him just before the blue line. Gets the puck to Evans. Shoveling that across. Casey stops it just at the blue line. Tries a back shot. Comes over to the near side. Hollingsworth lays a hit. Puck to the far. Grabbed by Bruce. Trying to get that one to Evans. Couldn't quite connect. An icing called on Omaha. Omaha trying to get a line change at this point. 8:38 left in the period. So we go back to Omaha side. Busher, Cutler, Marble, Walsh. Busher taking drop. Grabbed by Walsh. Was trying to pass it backwards. Picked up by Wynn, but had two men on him. Still going after it as it comes in the near. Oh, D'Augusto was trying for that one, and KC ends up putting that one in the back of the net. I think he went 5-hole on that one. Omaha couldn't get it cleared. 8:23 left in the period. Omaha down 3-1 with that score. Marble, Wynn, Busher, Cutler, and Walsh in for Omaha. Busher taking drop. Puck deflected over to the near side, picked up by KC. KC's going to hold on to this as they come forward. Deflected by Busher. Couldn't hold on to it at the blue line as it comes over to the near side, and they bury deep in Omaha zone. Marble there to get it, trying to send it off the boards to Walsh. Does. Walsh kicking it at the red line, grabbed by KC. KC in the zone, holding on to it and shoving across to the far. Busher almost gets a stick on that one as KC's gonna pound that one back behind the net to the far. Wynn trying to get it in the corner. Back across to the near side. Marble trying to sail that back to the far to Wynn. in the corner. Wynn gets it off the board, trying to pass to Cutler, intercepted by KC. Shot deflected by D'Augusto, near side. Another shot goes wide left, picked up by Wynn in the corner, trying to get it off the board. KC whiffed on the shot, and Walsh trying to go after it in KC's territory. Staying with it. Cutler coming in to assist on the far side. On the boards, KC comes out with it. Bringing that back over to the near side. Marble's trying to get a stick on that one, but they loop that up high. Picked up by Wynn, sends it to the near side, hits Marble. Marble on the boards, sends one high, arcing into the stands to some lucky fan for a black eye. I think they're all right. And that's why you pay attention at all times in a hockey game. 7:13 left in the period. Shots in favor of KC, 20-13 per the scoreboard. Puck deflected up top, slap shot. Deflected by, I think D'Augusto got that one. I'm trying to send that off the boards near side, far side. Zach gets a hold of it, gets it cleared as Bianchetti pushes that out. Picked up. Samard comes out, grabs it, shot taken, deflected. Goaltender ended up bobbling it a little bit. KC's getting a little chippy there, pushing Bianchetti. Puck near side, Bianchetti, Samard, Lee, Hollingsworth, and Pruce. Gianni taking drop, goes over to the near side corner, Gianni going after it. Getting some help from Lee. Samard trying to grab it also. On the boards, kicking that forward. Samard trying to get, as he's boarded, gets it to Bianchetti. Bianchetti in the far side, takes it out of the corner, back up top to Pruce. Brody takes a shot, deflected far corner. Picked up by Samard again. Samard looking to pass. Nope, check that. Going to come up front, or up top. Mohawks it, takes it behind the net. Picked up by KC. Ends up ricocheting one off Lee's skates. Comes over to near side. Samard trying to get a hold of this one now. KC was kind of grabbing his stick on that one. Puck on the near side. KC trying to come out with it, but shot taken. Goes high into the safety net. Good attempt by Pruce on that one, but the goaltender was in the way. 6:04 left in the period. Puck on the near side. Jets territory. Crinklaw, Evans, Wynn, Lee, Marble. Evans taking drop for Omaha. Puck deflected up top, picked up by Lee. Lee on the far side. Comes in, takes a shot, deflected on the near. Marble trying to get a hold of it for Omaha. Ends up having to reset, but staying with it as he's knocked down from behind. Picked up. They take a shot, goes over to the far wall. Wynn going after it in the corner. Puck on the boards. Omaha gets it cleared as Crinklaw comes out with it. Goes over to the far wall as it's poke checked. KC not able to clear it as Lee grabs it. Still pushing that one forward. Grabbed by Marble at the blue line. Comes back, and Crinklaw trying to ricochet it back. Grabbed by KC over to the near side. Marble lays a hit, separates man from the puck. KC grabs it in the far side corner. Wynn trying to battle it, getting some assistance there on the far side in the corner. Lee deflects it out, and Omaha gets it cleared with 5:07 left. But KC, drew a penalty, it looks like. What are they calling? Calling a... Must have been offsides. Was waiting for one of the refs to give an indication. Puck deflected back, picked up by KC at the red line, gonna bury it deep in Omaha zone. Goes back behind the net. D'Augusto shoveled it out, trying to get that one to Cutler. Cutler deflects, picks up Walsh. Walsh going back into KC zone. He's got Busher to his right. Busher comes in, shot, deflected, far left corner. Omaha battling in the corners, Cutler trying to get it. It's got a man on him. Puck against the boards. 4:39 left in the period. Picked up by Busher. Sends one up top to Hollingsworth. Shot taken by Hollingsworth. Casey got in the way of that one. Gonna have a bruise on his calf from that. Puck on the near side. Icing called on KC for that. 4:26 left in the period. Back on the near, Omaha wanting to score one before we go back in for third period. Let's see what happens as the boys come out. Busher looks like he's going to be taking drop again. Joined by Walsh, Cutler, Hollingsworth, and Pruce. Busher at center, kicks one into the near corner. Casey trying to send it up top. Hollingsworth was trying to get it. They sailed that one back in Omaha's zone though, and icing called on KC again. Puck comes back to KC's side. 4:18 left. No change on the front. Puck again to the near corner. Picked up by KC. Stopped by Walsh, kicks it back to Busher. Busher in the corner, holding on to it on the wall. Comes up, trying to shoot. Deflected by KC. Stopped by Pruce at the blue line. Shot taken right in the stomach of the goaltender. 4:04 left in the period. Looks like they're going to get a change on some of that lineup. As we see Walsh, Cutler, Busher, Hollingsworth, and Pruce. Maybe not. Puck to the far side. Cutler, shot taken, deflected over to the near side. Picked up by Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth up top. Pass it to the near, trying to hit Cutler. On the near, Vinny holding on to it, gets it to Hollingsworth. Over the red line, Omaha has to reset. Pruce gonna try to bury one deep. And icing called on Omaha. He was just over the red line on that. 3:44 left in the period. Bianchetti win. Simard, Marble, and Zach come out for Omaha. Puck comes up. Omaha trying to clear it up top. KC trying to take a shot. Puck was deflected far to the right, up top again. Marble going after it, gets a deflection over to the near side corner. KC trying to go in as Bianchetti coming in to assist. Simard trying to grab it, gets it cleared for Omaha. KC ended up knocking it down as it goes at its goaltender. Ian going after it as it goes to the far side. Up top, KC trying to grab it. Grabbed by Simard at the Omaha blue line. He's going to bring it back into the neutral territory. And at the red line, buries it deep in KC's zone. Zach going after it. Getting some assistance from Bianchetti. Simard kicks it back into the corner. They send one up top to win. Tyler with the shot. Hits Zach in the back as he falls on that one. Just a little miscue as it goes back into Omaha's zone. And a good hit by Marble keeps the man away from the puck as it hits the bottom of the net outside of it. Omaha trying to get it cleared. Picked up by Samar. Going to come back into KC zone, near side. Trying to get it off the boards in the corner. Omaha's going to get a change in during that time. Near side is Marble trying to lay a hit. Pushes him into the sideboard. Omaha going to get it cleared. Gets it out to Lee. Lee. Oh, check that. The red line got it on the near side, off the boards. Sprinkler was trying to get a hold of it. They ricochet that back into Omaha's zone, and Wynn gets it behind the Omaha net to the far side. Now back behind the net, Wynn to Marble. Marble trying to get it off the boards. Deflected over to the near side. Sprinkler gets it just past it. Omaha couldn't hold on to it. As Marble lays another hit. Draws a penalty. Shot taken by KC to the far side. On the boards again. And Omaha touched it. Stop a play. I think they're going to call him for boarding or roughing, one or the other. And Omaha down a player, 2 minutes with 1:54 left in the period. Puck deflected back by Cutler. Omaha gets it cleared, sending it at the goaltender. Goaltender stops it. 1:48 left. What'd they call it on? Holding? Omaha sails it back at him again. Goaltender keeps it behind the net. Picked up by one of the forwards. As Busher going after it. Almost got his stick on that one. Cutler gets his stick on it. Slows him down at the red line. Hollingsworth had it. Couldn't quite as he just came behind him. Deflected. D'Augusto had actually just got it covered as they blew that whistle. And now one of the KC players is getting a little chippy. I think he was trying to double shoot on D'Augusto, and the boys weren't having it. Got to protect your goaltender. 1:17 left. Looks like Cutler going to take drop on this one. Puck deflected back to the corner, picked up by Pruce. Trying to shovel that one. KC sends one up top, near side. Couldn't hold on to it. Forces the reset with 1:07 left. Sailing one across. They're going to bury it deep behind the Omaha net again to the near side. Hollingsworth trying to get it on the boards. Pushing that one forward. KC gets it up top again. Busher almost got his stick on that one. And Omaha gets it cleared as Busher going after it. On the near side. Holds on to it on the near boards. Trying to pass to... Sorry, that was Cutler. To Busher. Saw the one, not the three. On the near side. Omaha trying to send it back over. And they do. 39 seconds left. Goes behind the net again in KC territory. KC going to take it back out again as Busher trying to run some interference. Comes out. They're going to bury it deep in Omaha zone. Oh, check that. Had a man doing. That should have been high sticking. Didn't know you could baseball swing it above your head, hit it, and then play it. But hey, that's just me. On the far side corner, going after it on the boards. KC coming up with it. 10 seconds left in the period. Deflected high. KC had knocked that one high. Comes over to the near. 4 seconds left. 2. Omaha just trying to hold on to it, and that's the end of the period. Well, we put one on the boards, and so do they, so fairly even period right now. Boys seem to spend more time on the KC side, which I like to see, but we'll see what happens coming out third period here in about 15 minutes. We'll see everybody shortly. Looks like we got about 5 seconds. On the penalty kill for Omaha. We'll see what happens. Looks like we're going to have Busher, Cutler, Crinclaw, Wynn, and Walsh. Busher take and drop for Omaha. Puck kicked back over to the far side. Omaha zone. Wynn after it on the far wall. Trying to pass back. Busher with a back check. Comes in. Lifts the stick. Got it back over. As KC takes it back in their own zone. Comes over to the near side. Omaha trying to get all of it. Goes over to the far. Marble in. Omaha now full strength on the far wall. Going to bury deep in the Omaha zone. D'Augusto slows it down. Wynn after it in the near corner. Shoveling it back to Marble on the wall. Comes back again. It's Marble going after on the far corner now. Picked up by Casey on the wall, bringing it out center. And Omaha with a good poke by Cutler forces it back out in the reset by KC. D'Augusto gonna cover it. Catch it. No cover. Brings it over to near side. Omaha gets it cleared by a Busher. Cutler trying to grab it at the blue line. Wynn coming back up with it. Send one across, trying to hit Walsh. Just a little too much on that. Walsh couldn't hold on to it. Goes over to the far side. Marble trying to hold on to it at the red line with Cutler. And they shovel it back. Casey gets it just at the blue line. Gonna come back into the zone. Bury it deep again behind the net over the near. Wynn trying to get all of it now for Omaha. Puck to the far side. Marble going after it. Shoveling it back over to the near. As Lee trying to get that over. Gets it cleared as it goes high arcing. Omaha forced the reset. Couldn't quite hold on to it. Marble pushing it off the boards. Lee deflecting. Comes over to the near side. Picked up by Lee. Walsh was deflecting. Shot taken. Deflected by KC. Goes over to the far side. As Omaha trying to get a hold of it off the boards. Comes in front of the net. Goes back behind with a poke check there on the far side. KC grabs it and comes back over the blue line. Crinclaw in pursuit. Deflected wide. Bruce gets it. Comes over to the near side. Lee trying to grab all of it. Evans pushing it over the near side. Puck cleared. Picked up by Lee. Takes it back over the red line. Over the blue. And Omaha called just a little bit ahead of it. Omaha called for offsides. It is chilly in here. I feel like I can almost see my breath. I think they're pumping in outside air. Bianchetti take and drop, joined by Zach Pruce, Simard, and Hollingsworth. Puck on the near side. Zach gets it over the blue line. They're going to kick it back over the near side. Pruce lays a hit, separates the man and the puck. Simard picks it up behind the Omaha net, sailing it across to the far side, trying to get it cleared. KC shovels it back to the near side corner. Ian trying to pass it back to Pruce. Comes over to near side. Ian on the wall. Holding on to it in the near side corner. Omaha sends it back behind. Picked up by Hollingsworth. Looks like he's going to bring it out of the zone. Almost tripped up. It comes up with it. Taking one back at center ice. Over the blue line. Comes in. Shot taken. Deflected to the far wall. Bianchetti on the wall trying to get it. And it looks like they're going to call Simard maybe? Oh no, KC for slashing. It's like KC is going out for slashing on that one. He has no idea. Back over Omaha, now on the power play, 2 minutes. Things are starting to even out a little bit more on the shots on goal, 23-18. Puck on the far side. Cutler kicks it back to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth sends one low at the goaltender, goes back behind the net. Crinclaw trying to grab it on the near side. Sending one across, trying to hit Cutler, but intercepted there as they poke check that one and grabbed by Hollingsworth in Omaha zone behind the net. 1:40 left in the power play for Omaha. Puck to the far side. Crinclaw coming out with it. Back to the near, KC territory. Sending one across as he's hitting Cutler. Cutler Puck wasn't going to move there. Dancing with that one as he recovers, and glove saved by the goaltender on that. 13:25 left in the game. Omaha down by 2. 1:20 left on the power play. Crinklaw, Evans, Walsh, Hollingsworth, and Cutler in for Omaha. Puck deflected far corner. Sends one high, back out in neutral, picked up by Walsh. Sends one across as he's hitting Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth going to bring it out of the zone. Taking it back over the red line. Comes back over into the blue territory. Holding on near side. Sends one up top. Hits Walsh. Walsh to Cutler. Cutler trying to hit Hollingsworth, was just a little behind him. Walsh was coming in for a slap shot. One of the KC players took the brunt end of that one. Walsh kicks it up top. Back on. Hollingsworth bringing it back into the zone. Evans coming in to assist, as is Cutler. Still on the boards. Omaha brings it out, picked up by Evans. Evans pushing it behind the net to the far side. Cutler trying to get a stick on that one. Walsh holds it up top. Shot deflected over to the near side corner. Back up top again is KC going to bury it deep in Omaha's zone. 22 seconds left on the power play for Omaha. Walsh is going to get it. Nope, check that. Cutler got it on a pass from D'Augusto. Shot deflected. KC took one right in the stomach for that. They're going to call stop a play with the KC player down. He took one directly in the stomach. We'll wait to see how they're checking up on the kid over there on that one. I think he got the puck on there, but he dove in front of it, so I don't know why the parents are arguing on that one, but he's slow to get up, but he is getting up. I'd say probably going to be a little bruised and sore tomorrow, but I think he'll be all right. Hope so. Glad to see he's moving. 12:17 left in the game. 12 seconds left on the power play for Omaha. Omaha sending out Samard, Bianchetti, Wynn, Zach, and Marble. Bianchetti going to take drop. Puck kicked over to the near side wall. Samard gets a stick on that one, pushing that one forward. They kick one back. Wynn coming in, takes a shot. Glove saved by the goaltender. 5 seconds left on the power play. Bianchetti back at center again. Puck over to the near side. Samard sending one back to Wynn. Intercepted by KC. Grabbed by Wynn though. Wynn trying to sling around. Got two men on him. Kicking one off the boards, and Zach is going to bury it deep behind the net. Back in KC territory. Both teams now full strength. Near side. Back into Omaha territory. Marble there to get it first. Takes it behind the net. Kicking it back to the near side to Win. KC up top. Takes a shot low. Deflected and a glove save. Nice job by D'Augusto. .42 left in the period. Cutler going to take drop. He's kicking it back, picked up into the near corner by KC. Wynn trying to get it, as is Busher on the boards, back wall. Trying to kick it off the near side. KC takes a shot, it's deflected as Marble pushes it over to the far side. Puck on the far corner again. Back to the wall, deflected again. Stopped. I think Cutler or Wynn got all of that one. Comes over to the near side. Walsh pushing that. Sends one high near side corner. Back behind the net to the far. Again, back to the near. Cutler trying to push that one out. Grabbed by KC. Going to get it cleared. Back to the near side wall. Sending it over to the near corner. Puck to the far. Marble trying to grab that one. Sends one off the boards. Ends up getting the ricochet. And Walsh clears it. Was trying to get it to Cutler. And icing called on Omaha. 10:54 left in the game. shots on goal still evening out. 24-21 still in favor of KC. Evans pushing that one back. KC grabs it up top. Sails one back around to the near side. Bruce going after it on the wall, getting some assistance as Bobby Lee comes up, pushes it out. Crinklaw going after it on the near side in KC zone. Crinklaw coming up with it, shot taken, deflected by KC. Still loose, goes over to the far side. Picked up by Hollingsworth in neutral. Sends one across to the near to Bruce. Bruce going to bury it deep. Ended up hitting Bobby Lee though. And it should be offsides on that one. .29 left. Evans taking drop. Puck deflected, pushed over by Evans. Back and buries it deep behind the net. Picked up by KC. KC on the near side, trying to clear it. Bruce almost gets a stick on that one. They got it past him. KC coming in, trying to take a shot. Past two. D'Augusto blocked one, and the puck comes off, the net comes off the line. So stop a play called with D'Augusto's cover. .12 left in the period. Omaha territory, far side. Evans take a drop again. Pucked up top, picked up by KC. Slap shot, glove save by D'Augusto. 10:08. Evans taking drop again, no change on the line. Puck up top again, KC comes in for a shot again. That one they snuck in the back of the net. And on that one, Omaha down by 3, 4-1 with 10:04 left in the game. Coming out, Cutler, Wynn, Marble, Busher, Walsh. Busher at center. Still at the red line. Grabbed by Cutler. Comes over to the near side. On the wall. Grabbed by KC. On the near. Busher trying to get it. Cutler keep pushing that one forward over the near side. On the wall still. Trying to send one back up to Wynn. Tyler with the shot. Wide. Pushed over to the far. Walsh trying to get it off the boards. Does. Grabbed up top. Picked up. To Wynn. Wynn trying to shoot that one. Goes into the far corner. And grabbed by KC. Looks like they're going to come out with that one. Marble gets it in Omaha zone. Dancing with that one. Sends one across near side to Wynn. Wynn going to get it cleared. Hits Cutler. Cutler trying to hit Walsh. Walsh at the blue line, pushing it over. They get it right back over, though. Wynn trying to dump it. Picked up by KC. Going to take it behind their own net. Over to the near side. Bianchetti trying to stay with him on the near corner. Keeps pushing it. It's got 2 men on it. Comes over to the near side. Casey coming back in Omaha zone. Shot taken and covered by D'Augusto. 8:58 left in the period. Puck on the near side. Comes up top near. Deflected over to the far. Picked up. Omaha burying that one. D'Augusto deflects again to the far side. Picked up as Bianchetti trying to get a hold of this one. Omaha brings it up. Check that. Comes up top by KC. Takes a shot wide left. Hollingsworth trying to go after it. Had his stick wrapped up. Comes again. Omaha deflected by Zach on that one. D'Augusto deflects to the far wall. Another shot. Trying to get one off the boards. Omaha just trying to clear it at this point. Zach almost gets a hold of that one. Bianchetti on the near side wall. Puck on the wall by KC. Hit by Zach. Keeps him on the board, but they kick it back out. Cruz trying to get it in the corner near side to Bianchetti. Bianchetti gets it cleared, and he's going to go ahead and ice that one. And Omaha going to get a change in. Long shift on that one. 8:11 left in the period. Omaha 4-1. Down. Evans taking drop. Puck deflected near side. Shot attempt by Casey, pushed in by Evans, picked up by Pruce. Pruce going to bring it out of the zone. Comes over to the near side. He's going to bury it deep. Krinkla going after it in the near corner. Trying a backwards pass. He ends up forcing it to the far side. Picked up by Lee. Lee's going to take it behind the net near side. Check that, takes it back to the far. Picked up by Evans on the wall, sends one up top to Hollingsworth. Takes a shot, deflected low, too far right. Up top again, trying to hit Pruce. Pruce holds on to it. He's got a man on him, takes a shot, almost takes off the referee's head. Puck arcs high, back to Pruce up top on the boards, near side. Pruce sends one over, and Omaha gonna get a free play as D'Augusto comes out. Hollingsworth holding onto it on the boards. Sends one across to the far side, picked up. Vinny sending over to the near. Hollingsworth again sends one across. Cutler trying to get a hold of it. Krinkla holding onto it for Omaha. Sends one over to the near. Lee sends one high, arcing. Back to Evans. Evans going after it. Brings it over to the near side. Evans piles through two of them. Casey finally touches the puck and stop a play called. 6:52 left. Omaha now on the power play. We go back over to KC side. Krinkla, Hollingsworth, Cutler, Evans, and Walsh come out for Omaha. Coming out near side KC territory. Evans taking drop. Puck being pushed towards the goaltender, comes out, picked up by Krinkla. Krinkla sails one across to Cutler. Cutler takes a shot low, was trying to hit Krinkla across the ice. Deflected, had a man on him. Puck goes behind the net, picked up by Evans. Evans passes it back up top, hits Cutler. Shot taken, deflected. Puck still loose. Casey grabbing it, gonna clear it. Sends it back to Omaha zone. 1:36 left on the power play. Picked up by Walsh behind the net. Gonna bring it to the far. Sends it over to the near, Hollingsworth. Casey sending it back. D'Augusto grabs that one. Gives it to Cutler. Cutler to the far. He's going to try to bring that one in, but has a man on him. Loses an edge, though. Krinkla going to grab it for him. Sending one back over to Cutler. Cutler sends one back to Krinkla. KC had a man on that, though. Sends it right back to Omaha. Picked up by D'Augusto. He's going to try to clear it. Does. KC going after it. They touched it. Well, I could have swore they touched it. Okay, back to Omaha zone. I could have swore he knocked that down. Back on the near side. KC zone. Bianchetti taking drop, joined by Lee. Wynn. Let's see the number. Smart to the far side. Wynn taking it, giving it to Bianchetti. Bobby Lee going to come back. He's going to grab it. Brings it onto the near side. Taking one across. Bobby taking one back over. Coming dance with that one. Takes a shot right in the stomach. Goaltender ended up dropping it, but nobody else was there, crashing in the net. Ends up covering it. 5:31 left with 39 seconds left on the power play for the Junior Lancers. Bianchetti going to take drop on this one. Puck on the near side. Comes over, is grabbed by Samard. Shot taken. Goaltender ended up knocking it high. Bounced back, but hit the line and bounced out. So close. Puck on the near side. 22 seconds left on the power play for Omaha. Picked up by Lee. Hands it off to Samard. Nope, check that. Lee takes it. Hands it off that way to that's Smart. Yeah, Smart on the near side, sorry. Wynn trying to push it forward now on the near. Send one back to Lee. Couldn't quite get it. Goes back into the far corner Omaha, and that'll end Omaha's power play. 4:51 left in the game. Picked up by Samard. Loses an edge. Wynn going to come out with it. Sends one across. Hits Busher. Busher sends it back into their zone. Bobby holds onto it at the red line for Omaha as they push it back. Bobby gets tripped up. Same call we got called for several times. Bobby gets tripped up on, and they didn't call anything. The puck on the far side. Walsh trying to get all of it, comes over to the near. As he loses an edge, KC in the corner. Walsh trying to grab it now. Comes out with it, takes it to the far side behind the net. Hits Samard, who hits Cutler. Buries that one deep behind the KC net. KC there to get it behind their own zone to the far side. Hollingsworth trying to come up with it. Puck on the near. Picked up by KC, send one high, arcing back into Omaha zone. Proust there to get it just after the blue line. Cutler grabs it. Sends one over. KC in the way though, but Cutler keeps pushing that one. Still over the blue line. But they're a little pile up at the blue line. Proust comes out with it. Gonna bury one at the goaltender. Little right. Walsh grabs it. He's in the far corner. On the wall. He's got two men on him trying to get that over to... Who is that? Puck on the near side. Sorry, that was Busher. Puck comes over the near side corner. Walsh in the corner again trying to pass. Gets it off the boards. Marble's trying to get all that one. It was bouncing. Comes over to the near side. Hollingsworth dancing past that one over the blue line. To the far. Back to the near. Gets tripped up. Staying with it. Got a man on and puts him in the boards. Cutler coming in to assist. The puck not coming out. Evans takes a shot low. Deflected by the goaltender the near side. 3 minutes left in the game. On the near side. Omaha trying to get it in the corner. Walsh trying to pass it over to hit Evans. Near side corner. And Omaha probably getting called on a penalty on that one. We'll see what they call, but chances are, and it looks like Walsh is going out for that one. So now Omaha, 2:48 left in the game, down a man for 2 minutes. Proust, Cutler, Crinklaw, Hollingsworth out for Omaha, and it looks like KC is calling timeout. KC's timeout. And Omaha hoping to get one more on the board with that 2:48 left. But the crazy part seems to be is we are spending a lot of time on the KC side. Just can't seem to get that one in the back of the net. Yeah, they can't hear you, but I can still make the comments. We'll just say that everything I say Chris agrees with. So we're going to start back over in Omaha zone. Down a man, 2 minutes. Looks like we're going to have Evans, Proust, Cutler, and Crinklaw come out for Omaha. Looks like Cutler taking drop. Puck deflected back behind the Omaha net. Hollingsworth trying to get it. Kicks it up near side. Cutler holding on to it. Gets knocked down by KC. As he does, Crinklaw grabs it. Takes it back. Goaltender out of pocket. Grabbed by KC. Gonna sail one back across to the Omaha zone. A poke check by Busher. As Hollingsworth lays a hit on him. Separated the man and the puck. Omaha sails it back at the goaltender for KC. 2:22 left. KC grabs it behind their net. They're going to take one to the far. Comes off the wall, trying to send one up top. They come back into the near side Omaha. D'Augusto out of net, deflected by Cutler on that one. Cutler grabs it again, sends one arcing. Omaha gets it cleared. KC forced the reset. 2 minutes left in the game. Getting one off the boards. KC sends one to the near side. They're going to send one back to the Omaha zone. Omaha's going to get it cleared again. KC going after it on the far side. In neutral territory. Hollingsworth laying a hit. Sends one high arcing. Krinklaw trying to get it. Has a man on him, but holds on to it. Comes over to the near side of Omaha. Grabbed by Cutler. Going to send one high arcing. Trying to get that one back over to Hollingsworth at the red line. Picked up by KC. Stopped at the blue line. KC takes it back into their own zone. Back in neutral. Back at center. Omaha stops him at the blue line as it goes over to the far side. Deflected again by the near. 1:20 left. 31 minutes left on the penalty kill for Omaha. KC taking a shot. Stopped by Cutler. Nice job by Cutler. And Omaha getting to get it clear again. As the referee falls, then the puck hits him. He's all right. Comes over to the near side. 15 seconds left on the penalty kill. Krinklaw going after it. Onto the near side. Less than a minute left in the game. Puck on the near. Omaha trying to reach out and get it now. And Omaha now full strength. Wynn takes it. Shot taken. Deflected. Far wide. Picked up as Evans trying to get it in the corners. Got a man on him. 40 seconds left in the game. Shot taken, deflected. Goaltender ends up covering that one. Hollingsworth, Wynn, Evans, Walsh, Krinklaw, Cutler out for Omaha. D'Augusto out of net. Evans taking drop. Puck deflected to the far corner. Shot taken, comes back near side. Krinklaw trying to get all that again. 32 seconds left in the game. Picked up by KC, trying to send that one back into Omaha zone. They do. Hollingsworth going after it. 25 seconds left. Near side corner. Hollingsworth sails one across, gets it to Cutler. Cutler hitting Evans. Evans at the red line, takes it over the blue line, dances past one. He's got 2-3 men on him. Comes over to the near side. Gonna shovel one back at us again. Icing called. 10 seconds left in the game. Back over to KC territory. Walsh, Evans, Wynn, Cutler, Hollingsworth, and Krinklaw out for Omaha. Evans on the drop. Puck deflected over near side corner. KC trying to lift that one up. Wynn holding onto it at the blue line. Evans takes a shot, deflected far right into the corner. 2 seconds left. And that's the end of the game. And Varsity, unfortunately, falling to the KC Jets 4-1. Thanks everybody for joining me tonight. I want to say hi to all the people back at home. Heard just a follow-up that Braden had a successful surgery. Sounds like it went well. Hope he's doing well. Want to wish him nothing but the best as he recovers. We'll see everybody later and have a safe trip home. Thanks.